Thank you for coming. I founded the organization back in 2012, yeah, so many years ago, because of my own experiences having trouble finding employment and everything. And so I started doing it, and it helps adults who have been diagnosed with Asperger's with employment readiness training, long-term job coaching, and everything in between, because there's such a need for that services and lack of organizations providing services for adults. And I'll introduce to you Josiah Morrow, our newly elected board president.
Thank you, everyone. As Daniel said, my name is Josiah Morrow, and I'm the new board president of Asperger Works. I came to the organization last year after having several family members with Asperger's to help further our organization's mission. And I recently helped Asperger's Works move here to Haverhill, and we are now located in the office space at the First Presbyterian Church, 346 Broadway, not too far from here. So please come check us out in our new space, and we look forward to being able to provide services to people here in the greater Haverhill area. And thank you very much to Tom and his group for creating this tremendous fundraiser for us tonight. And so I'll turn things back over to Tom for the details of the event. Thank you all for coming.
All right, so this cemetery was founded in 1859. Not the oldest cemetery in the city. The oldest is Pentucket Burial Ground up on Water Street. But this is one of the most haunted ones in the city. Actually, probably in the region. So what's happened in this, if you sign in, it's down at this red table. So what happened was, I took, back about 14 years ago, the Essex National Heritage, I was then chairman of the city's historical commission. The Essex National Heritage wanted to take inventory of all the graveyards in every city in Essex County. It was a report that was done. They wanted a couple different things. So as commission chair at the time, I got a bunch of volunteers together and started on Carlton Street, right near the church, where their office is, and started cleaning that cemetery. Then we went over to the old Bradford Burial Ground and started spearheading that cemetery cleanup for the Tenney Family Association for their big reunion. And then people are calling me, Tom, why don't you clean up Hilldale Cemetery too? So I came down here and went, wow. And the first thing that came to my head was, for you youngsters, you probably never heard of this song, but for anybody my age, Welcome to the Jungle from Guns N' Roses, because that's what this place looked like. So I've got a group together, started cleaning it, and then a local attorney calls me up and says the old board resigned. I didn't even know there was a board of directors down here. Do you want it? Well, I've been cleaning it. I might as well say, I'll take it. So I put a brand new board of directors together, and we've had it ever since. We've reclaimed about 45–50% of the cemetery. Wow. Literally, this area, you couldn't see any gravestones. Bill remembers some of the early days here. Some of my other people that might not remember this. Over here, you couldn't even see the Soldiers Hill up there. Over there was just nothing. We're turning that into a graveyard thanks to a major donation by Dafco Excavation and a few other people. We got all that loom donated so we could turn that into a graveyard. So that's other work that's being done here. And yes, the lawn does need to be cut, but we took a hit the last 2 years like everybody else did. But our hit was serious. We only have one major fundraiser a year. We do ghost hunts down here, and I do loan out the cemetery like I did tonight to other organizations to raise money for their own nonprofits. We just give them the cemetery, and I give up my time. Not a big deal. I enjoy what I do. So that's where we stand with the cemetery. Now the ghosts. When I first took over, this was a party central down here. Oh, yeah. That's why I have chains up all over the place and cameras up all over the place to stop the partiers. I was in here one night and I fell asleep. I fall asleep many nights in this cemetery. You don't know when I'm going to be down here or not. And a knock on the window. Thought it might have been one of my cousins who's a Haverhill police officer, one retired, but they're now both retired, sorry. I thought it was one of them checking up on me, making sure I was alive and not looking up at the dirt. Oh, that's interesting. It wasn't. It was a shadow figure waving at me in the window. Another night I was here, I had two kids running right over here side by side. Another night, not only do I do fundraising, but I do private home investigations. I cleanse homes. I do a lot of different things. I got a show at Haverhill Community Access TV, 2 of them. One at Lawrence Cable Access TV, you can see online. So I'm all, and I've done podcasting, radio all over the place. So one night I'm in here, and I'm walking around doing security check. All of a sudden these dirt bikes come running through here. And I went to go grab my club and I left it in the car. Ran back to my car. All of a sudden this stick went flying right across the dirt bike trail. Wiped the kids off the dirt bikes. Wasn't me. Don't know who it was. We've had a lady in white walk this way, a lady in white out back, a head coming out of the ground up on Soldiers Hill.
Oh, wow.
I train new team members down here. So one night I was here at around midnight, and I had a professional photographer. She wanted to join up with Essex County Ghost Project, so I took her down here. She put her camera on the ground, shot up the hill, and then shot one picture the other direction, looked at her camera and said, "I'm out of here. Let's go to Dunkin' Donuts. I don't want to do this." Then I looked, it was a head coming. I went, compared to some of the stuff I do, head coming out of the ground really isn't scary at all. And I'll show you where the head came out of the ground. We have a child that plays seek and hide over there. We've heard voices all over this cemetery. We'll do some EVP work. We got the SP7 S-Box. Did you bring the flare or no? You
I
did?
didn't bring my flare.
No, Bob did.
Bob, you got yours?
And we'll do some pendulum work, and we'll see what we can get tonight. People have left here with a lot of great pictures. I'll explain them as we go along. Any other questions?
Did you ever inspect the graves to see if you knew which children it might be?
Good question.
Now he will.
No. We've tried to do that, okay? But, remember I said there was years of vandalism in this cemetery? It was like the jungle. We're still putting stones back where they belong. So not necessarily are we got, I mean, not the big stones. I'm not talking about those, but some of the smaller stones, people have moved. And that's probably why the activity's so high in this cemetery.